Shannon Griffith from Hoosier Tailgate, and joins us each and every week to talk hooked Hoosier and Big Ten football. Signing day, and we got to talk to a much more subdued and relaxed Curt Cignetti yesterday. I mean, the first thing that I noticed or felt was like, I'm like, man, did somebody give the dude some Xanax? He's all chilled out. He's relaxed.
Celebrating that the recruiting is over for now.
Yeah.
He's had enough of the recruiting trail.
Well, because they had to hit it almost double hard. Especially not only with first of all, a coaching change that doubles your job. Number one, go into a coaching change to where you're going into a program that's in the dumpster. Now you've quadrupled it. Mm-hmm. And so I can only imagine what that has been like. You look at Kalen DeBoer. I don't know if I mentioned this on the air the other day, but I was reading stuff and I'm like, people accusing him of tampering and all this. And it wasn't true. It was a damn lie. You had to, the father of the kid who end up going to Arizona, I think maybe. But anyway, he has to come out and say, that's not true. I have never spoken to Kalen DeBoer or anyone from Alabama. I don't know what this is even about. And it's like, all that is some petty jealousy out there starting stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, this, like I said, I think we talked about this last week, is recruiting has become as important as you see the NFL draft in some ways has become on TV, and it's a 24-hour news cycle, but this goes on for much longer. Yesterday for, IU, I mean, it was a non-eventful day in that respect, because they had all their, class kind of put to bed back in December when they had that signing date. Now, he did reference that there is a potential for this transfer portal window to reappear. And we talked about the NCAA and the injunction that's against them from preventing kids from double transferring, which is still
crap.
Yeah, which is still a possibility, and good or bad, I guess you could say. And I think he kind of alluded to that. But they got a chance to work on the 25s, eyeball the 26s, get out, shake some hands, really get entrenched in that, Indiana area that's going to be pretty fruitful for them to recruit year in, year out, as well as some of those outlying areas in Illinois and Ohio. But I don't know. He basically is going on vacation. I mean, he basically told the staff they're gone and he's out on vacation. His wife told him, you're going on a vacation here for a couple of days. And I imagine they'll probably take about 5 or 6 days and get away for a little bit. And as you've seen, the kids are fully entrenched in the winter workouts, the winter, conditioning that's going on frequently now. I think we've spent a lot of time talking about the transfers from JMU and how valuable they will be as it pertains to the standard that is expected in and out of the weight room. And I think Coach Cignetti alluded to that even yesterday. I thought overall, like you said, I thought he was pretty even keel with his approach to things. He dropped some spiritual wording on us at times with his ability to throw out some wording there that you're like, what did he just say? In that regard. But overall, I think he's pretty thankful for where he's at in terms of what he's got coming in and what is already in place in the weight room right now.
Well, I can tell you who won't be in there buffing up, and that's going to be me. I mean, I can't. This is it. This is all I can do with this.
Yeah, I gave up that a long time ago.
Yeah, me too.
I wish I wouldn't have. Now looking back on it as a wise old man, but too many body parts that have been replaced on me. So,
the one thing that is going to be very, very interesting that I look at right now is that, okay, you got Curt Cignetti who's come in, brought a new system in, his system that he's had a lot of success with at a different level with players from that level, most of which that he's bringing in, and even and basically the recruits that he's getting right now are also at that level. And I'm not knocking. I'm just pointing out. Well, I got to tell it to the fans. Otherwise, in about 2 seconds, I'll be hearing it. I wonder if as long as they can develop those guys, and when you have people like Bob Bostad, I'm like, that does not give me great pause, because I know you've got a coach in Bob Bostad that he can develop. Hell, I saw him do it in a short term.
Yeah,
I saw him take a crap line and get lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah.
So, and if that works, that's fine. That's what Bill Mallory's teams were built on.
Yeah.
Now this is a different era, but or is this just a bridge to show some success, which I think that it is. And once you get a little success, boom, now you start getting bigger boys, the bigger recruits. And my question to him, and John, if you'll pull this up when you get a chance, when I asked him yesterday, and just let me know when you have it, but it was specifically about in-state recruiting. Not that you have to have kids from Indiana, but it's landing the good kids from Indiana. Now, and I'm not talking about all of them. I'm just talking about get one, because they go to Ohio State or Michigan or Notre Dame, which not who blames them. I mean, the programs are rolling and NIL's bigger, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't expect you to beat them, but there are other programs that are still able to land guys within their states that are higher level than what Indiana's been able to do. But he talked about the importance of getting these guys and the relationships with the high school coaches. And that's kind of how this is going to start for him, by taking these three-star guys and turning them into better players.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I think he made a point yesterday as well, is, he's got to erase the memory of what IU has been, which is in some respects ultimately impossible until he puts a product on the field that changes that mindset of those people within the state of Indiana, as well as the high school coaches that are around. But they've got to find ways to win some battles in the state of Indiana that keeps a kid from going to an Ohio State or Notre Dame or Michigan. And in order to do that, you have to win. You have to win. And once that is established, then you're going to have a chance to get those kids in Indiana that are being recruited by and coveted by the big boys all around the country. And I've talked about this before. There's a kid at Leo up here who's a big time recruit. Everybody and their brother is recruiting. Wisconsin.
And how big is Leo? Big as my fist?
3A. I believe they're 3A. 3A school.
Now, is that because of success? No, seriously, because I know they're not a very big school.
Well, they've gotten bigger because of the way the population up here in the Fort Wayne area has expanded. But Brock Scott is the kid that Wisconsin's entire staff came and watched him play. Miami of Florida flew all the way up with their complement staff on offense to visit with him. I mean, this kid is very sought after by everyone. I don't know where Indiana stands with the young man. I know he's been offered, but there's one example of a kid that if Indiana can put a product on the field, that kid's going to give them more thought in the process. And who knows, he may already be giving them more thought. But overall, yes, it's keeping a guard on your own state. And, you got an in-state rival, too, that you're going to fight against with Purdue. And, you got to win those battles as well.
Absolutely. Because that puts you in the conversation. And that's a conversation that Indiana hopes to get to. But like I said, you have to crawl before you walk before you run, et cetera, et cetera.
Absolutely.
I am gotten out of the, year away prediction business. It's stupid, especially today's game. But boy, that big hairy butt always rears its head, doesn't it? You look at Indiana's schedule next year, the excitement that's going around, the possibilities with this coach. Not only do I fully expect Indiana to make a bowl game next year. Now, I may completely eat that sandwich after the first game, but no pun intended. I feel like because of the intensity that he is bringing, the attention to detail that he appears to be bringing, et cetera, all these things seem to be pointing Indiana in the right direction. It's not, there's none of this, and I'm not getting on Tom or anything, but none of this rah-rah, da-da-da. It's business, business. And there is no place that needs to be more about business than Indiana football.
Well, and again, you go back to his presser yesterday. The one thing he says, you have to win in football because that is where the money is generated at the gate and everything else that goes hand in hand with it. And he understands that more than anybody, that you have to win. He plans on winning right now. I mean, you don't hear him saying, we're going to attack this at, try to get to this point. Let's get to bowl eligibility first, and then we can decide whether or not we're going to, he's a full-throated wanting to come out of the gate winning. I respect that. And I'm sure the fan base, respects that in terms of his confidence, not only in himself, but what he's got in that locker room for him. I don't think we're going to come out of spring with a definite depth chart of, who's going to be the starting quarterback. I didn't get that impression yesterday that is the biggest thing on his mind right now as it pertains for this team. I think more or less he talked about teaching them how to practice, what to expect, the philosophical approach, being relentless, all those type of things that he talked about yesterday. But with their schedule in front of them, you have to have a positive look at what they have because of the number of home games they have next year. And that lends itself for them to have that magical breakout season in some respects. Kind of similar to, if you look at Buffalo, I hate to use this example because they, dived after that fourth win, but winning that first game for Indiana is going to be huge because that is going to be the one that gives them evidence of what they're doing now and what they'll do in the summer.
Yeah, but that's a no-brainer, though. I mean, they should win that game with me coaching.
But for a new staff that's coming in here and say we're going to win,
right?
You stumble out of the gate.
Well, no, you can't. I absolutely can't lose that game. But
right.
You want to do something, go out to LA and beat UCLA.
No question. I agree with that.
That will light the. If that were to happen, and I'm not suggesting it does, but if it were, holy crap, you want to see a fan base just go absolutely ape crap
Well, that's what happened to Colorado when they went to TCU and won. And I mean, not that Indiana's coming out of the gate playing somebody of that caliber, but the same the same mindset is what it does for not only the team that's in the locker room, but the fan base and things like that is a key component for what he's preaching outwardly.